bloody seagulls. Ahoy! How you doing? I'm all right now. Now, it's been a while, I know, but there's a very good reason for me not doing a podcast in the past couple of weeks. Simple fact is, I got into a minor car accident. When I say minor, I had more damage done to myself than the car. The car just needed a couple of new tyres. The wheels needed realigning. But I had a concussion from a pothole in the road. So I was out of action for a couple of weeks. So apologies about that for the two people who regularly listen at the moment. How's it going? Father's Day. I don't know where I am from the week previous. Let's just start from scratch. I'm recording again, and guess what? The weather's crap again. Weather's crap. It's always crap when I'm doing. A lot has happened since I last done this. Where do we begin? The Titanic vessel thingy-me-do imploded. That happened. The BBC News presenter. Am I allowed to say that? Well, I have now. We all know what's going on there. I don't know who it is, but, you know, at this moment in time, I do know. I just don't want to say his name. People are giving him a lot of grief, but £35,000. You've not heard of Google image? In fact, you don't even have to look for anything dirty on it. You just type in something, I don't know, a banana, scroll down, there's something kinky there. There always is. Kinky banana. Lots of kinky stuff you can do with a banana. So I've heard anyway. Polish your boots with the skin of the banana. What else has happened? Titanic mentioned there. I think all these things have come and gone. Has Pride come and gone? If someone's going to make some money off it, they're going to do it. And I think I'm still seeing the rainbow flag here, there and everywhere. Mainly in shops. To make you buy stuff. I went to Birmingham Pride with a friend from college. I'm not gay myself or anything like that. I just went with a friend from college who was a very good friend of mine. I haven't spoken to her in many years. I think she wanted a friend to go with. And it was a glorified drinking session! For 3 days, consistently drunk. Now, I've heard a friend who I haven't spoken to, another friend, lots of friends I have. I'm not homophobic, I have lots of gay friends. Someone I used to work with, who, bear in mind, she doesn't drink, but she went to Birmingham Pride recently. I don't know how recent, but I remember this conversation. And she said she had £300 just for the event. I was like, well, you don't drink, so that's not your beer drinking money. She's like, oh no, that's just to like get in and food and things like that. I went, whoa, hang on, to get in? She's like, yeah, you got to pay to get in. Why the fuck would you pay to? Someone's going to make money from it somehow, haven't they? I never paid to get in when I went many moons ago. I had to pay for the beer. There was lots of beer. I'm sure I drank the place dry back then. But no, I didn't pay to get in. Would I go again? Yeah, but I'm not paying. I don't care. I don't think my liver could take a 3-day drinking session. But I've just recently celebrated a mark on the calendar and I bought 3 bottles of red wine. I had a bottle on the Friday, I had a bottle on the Saturday, and I had a bottle on the Sunday. Monday, I was like, I'm getting too old now. Couldn't do it. Day 3 of drinking 1 bottle of red wine a day. I haven't done it. Moving on to ciders. You're a cider drinker. There was one in the supermarket I had to try, and it was orange cider. And it tasted like one of them horrible bloody energy drinks with a little bit of booze in. I drank all 4 cans in one sitting. And I didn't feel drunk, but I felt very tetchy. Very hyper, like I'd had too much sugar. So who loves orange soda? I do, but not that stuff anymore. Orange cider. Just apple cider will do me. And pear cider. That was the craze a decade ago. Pear cider. What happened to that? Now it's all fruit-based ciders. It's not really cider, is it? You're a fucking cider drinker who drinks it all the time. The fucking government keeps putting the tax on it, so I can't drink it as much. Bastards. There's been loads going on. You got someone paying £35,000 for nudie photos. What does that get on Twitter? Not like I know, but Twitter's got loads of them. You could just be typing something innocent like Xbox or something like that, and there's normally a half-naked lady that says, "Oh, me or an Xbox." I'm like, well, Xbox. Actually, can I switch it down to a Switch? Get it? Hey. Oh. Indiana Jones. The new one. Bloody terrible. Where do I begin to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it. It was crap. And if anyone pretends to say it was good, it wasn't. It was awful. It wasn't an Indiana Jones film. It was just... All I will say about the film, I went with my wife. She took me for my Mark in the Calendar celebrations. So I wanted to get out of the house. The opening titles for the studios, and it was Disney, celebrated 100 years of Disney, and straight away I thought, yeah, this is going to be shit. And it was bloody terrible. But I watched, last night actually, the Super Mario Brothers film. Now, that was good, but I'd like to watch that with someone who's never played a Mario game in their life. Now, there's references every, 5 seconds. But I grew up playing Mario games. And I'm very much looking forward to Mario Wonder. I'd rather get that than that fucking Starfield thing. Or any Call of Duty or anything like that. It would, that's just me. And it was just, for me, it was like a dream come true. Every little thing, every shot, every corner, every comment, there was a reference back to the games. For me, making it the best video game adaptation ever. I watched Sonic. I never liked Sonic. I don't know why. Probably because I was a Nintendo boy. But even now, I've played them through one. I've ended up having a few Sonic games here, there and everywhere, and I've generally not enjoyed them. Even the new one, I just didn't enjoy it. I played the demo and I was like, well, I'm not going to spend money on it. I've ended up in gaming talk, haven't I? Yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on with this Microsoft Activision thing. I'm not looking forward to it, and particularly since they put the price up of Game Pass, and probably won't do it, and they've got rid of the Microsoft Rewards things, as far as I can tell, where you can't actually use your Microsoft Rewards to purchase a month of Game Pass Ultimate, which I was doing that for years, and in itself paid for my Xbox Series S. When you think about it, paid for itself, so I can't whinge. Bloody seagull. Oh, the weather. I bet, it's absolutely belting it down, and there's heat waves going on, so I suspect this time next week there'll be a hose pipe ban. Even though it has been bucketing it down for the past few weeks. It's bucketing it down now. Wearing a shitty fleece. And if it gets wet, it makes you smell like a wet dog. So it's shit. Back to the concussion. Yeah, someone told me you can actually put a claim in because there was a pothole. I think I might look into that. Because the right tyre went out straight away. No, the left tyre went out straight away, then the right tyre went out a few days later. Because it was national speed limit for 60 miles an hour. I was doing about 55. But all the locals knew, because we was off to visit a fucking dog. A new family dog. We had to go and see it, and it cost me over £250 to go and see a fucking dog. Still, could have spent £35,000 on a few naughty photos. I could have just Googled for free. But there's a whole hoo-ha about that. I'm not saying nothing, because apparently everyone wants to sue each other now. On Twitter and Instagram and all these. Defamation of character, that's the thing. So if you say, I don't know, such and such has done such and such, when such and such didn't do such and such, they can sue you even on the social medias. Or the podcast if I say such and such and such and such. But, you know, there's worse things in the world going on. Watched a video about that boy being eaten by a shark. And I don't mean just like, oh, he's lost a hand. I mean Sunday lunch style. God, that was horrible. Well, don't go in the water. Even if there's, oh no, there's no sharks in here, there's no sharks in here. But yeah, there's everything else. There's snappy things, there's stingy things, there's other bitey things in there. But yeah. I was stung by jellyfish when I was a child. That, the worst pain I've ever been in my life. I think the actual jellyfish ended up on this like little crappy surfboard I had. Then I put my full body on top of this thing and I was in agony. I didn't know. I was 6 years old, something like that. Agony it was. I'm just trying to get back into talking random crap because the concussion really didn't help. I didn't lose any time off work. No. In fact, it was quite helpful because I had to take the car in. And they were like, yeah, let's get it done and come back when you're ready. Sound. It's nice of them. What else is going on? I'm seeing lots of, going back to video game talks now, things cropping up on YouTube saying video games are getting boring now. They are. And that's coming from me. I've been playing video games all my life and they're getting boring. The whole summer Game Fest thing, I only really got excited for one game and that was Mario. Approaching my near 40s now and I'm really getting bored. I think it's the hassle. I've got too much other things to do. I've seen a meme or GIF or whatever it is. That guy who was like, yeah, I come home to these beautiful things and he's got like the PS5 and he's got the Xbox Series and he's got the Nintendo Switch and he's like, he's just too tired to play on them. Oh, yeah, that's how I feel. When was the last time I stayed up to play a video game? Recently, on the mark of the calendar, and I was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. Because I like the Starship fighter modes. Can you hear the rain? I'm going to make an ASMR video about this. I will help you relax while you try to sleep while making very irritable noises down your ears. That's what they are. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, there's the Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now I don't know if this is for like every game, but this is what I found during my research. I'm currently on the PlayStation thing, so I can play online now. I paid for that for the year. I probably will be getting rid of it at the end of the year. And I just had a Game Pass Ultimate thing given to me for the mark of the calendar, so I use that. Now, the same mode, same everything. You go on the PlayStation Network, you're going to get a game with a good few number of people on. This is from my findings. Can't prove it, but it's just my findings. Now, the same mode on the Xbox, I don't think it's crossplay, but you're there waiting. You can actually see. I went on with the Xbox and it's got the thing in the corner waiting for 3 players to join before game can begin. And you're waiting for about 15 minutes and I'm going, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I'd rather be sat there making a podcast, but no, I've got to be doing this. It's always the way. But anyway, I'm back, talking rubbish again. After the concussion that put me out. I think I just had a day of just dozing in and out of consciousness. I've had many concussions before and I wasn't really like rushing to get into a hospital or anything like that. Because I've experienced them. Probably not a good sign. Done a lot of volunteer work. I had to make a video that will never see the light of day. I had to make a presentation video for an organisation. Doing it for free. To pull the footage together, put some music on. And I did put a lot of effort into that. I got a little round of applause at the end of it for the people who saw it. This big sort of community hall on a big projector. Tiny little speakers to fill this hall. But yeah, got a bit of a round of applause, and it was just celebrating what young people have done throughout the year. Fair play to them. But I used to do the YouTube videos, and I was like, how long it takes to do a YouTube video? video editing or anything like that. Compared to a podcast, this is simple, just talking to my phone with a microphone. That's it. It's not hard. And just upload it. Maybe a little bit of editing. Yeah, it's easy. But you just got to be consistent and get in the flow of things. So I've just hit recording. I was just going to say I had a concussion a few weeks back and it's really put me behind on everything. In the rain. Making an MSMR video. Sleep. Sleep. There's some naughty ones as well. I've heard them by accident. Now, with the whole copyright thing, I'm convinced that they've just taken from something else and copied it on there, because it's like, oh, it's just the audio. They're not going to know, are they? You might think it's that type of industry, but when there's a lot of money involved, it's a funny one. Oh, cheers, mate. I'm bloody recording it now. Let's get out of the fucking rain. I'm going to have to edit that now. This is the way. Lots of ramblings going on. But these card shops, I was actually speaking to someone. Who used to work in the same place I managed. And I just found out it's closing down. And I won't mention their names because I think they're quite big in the area. Let's call, I can't even think of, it's quite a common name, so I'm trying to think of another common name. But I can't quite remember the original name. But I think it begins with a letter. Well, of course it begins with a letter. A particular letter. But I'm not sure. But if I make up another name, that could be the actual name. So I'm just going to say the twat. There was a twat who was supposed to be training me and all that. But this twat didn't particularly like me because at the time I was quite, well presented, well mannered. And she was outside smoking every 2 minutes, effing and blinding every 30 seconds in front of customers. But we used to have a display stand and metal for this stuff. And she nicked it. And I had that confirmed to me the other day. And I got in a lot of trouble about that. Anyway, it's a bit rusty. I know, apologies. It's getting these on YouTube as well, because I generally can't be arsed with YouTube at the moment. I want to because it's just another way for people to listen, and most people listen to this podcast on YouTube, so I'm going to get it on there. But YouTube are very arsey about this, that and the other, so I've got to be sort of and ah what I'd say and do on there. But I want to do the It's Alright reviews again, where I say, I think it's good, because rather than having a 6-hour fucking video on a piece of music or a video game or anything like that, I'll just tell you, yeah, it's alright, or no, it's rubbish. That's all you need. That's all I want to know if I want to find a review of something. Indiana Jones, rubbish. The Dial of Destiny, rubbish. Super Mario Brothers movie, yeah, it's alright. That's all you need to. That's all I need to know. And I imagine that's what other people need to know. Oh, what are the functions? What are the cinematography? You can say shit. Is it alright? Yeah, it's alright. That'll do. I'm going to do that. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. And please do the subscribe thing, because the wife wants a new bathroom now. And I want grass in the garden rather than artificial shite that we had when we moved in. Anyway, thank you very much and have a good one.